Hello, my panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna recap what happened on The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 6. Sit down, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. We are back. We are with Florian and Jasmine. They are barking at each other. Now, if you forgot, Jasmine called Florian a bad influence on Gino, and then she grabbed his drink, poured it out on the ground, and Florian got all up in her face about it.
No. What are you doing? Come on. Get away!
He was so aggressive that not only did Stacy tell him to back the fuck off and throw her drink at him, but even Gino had to stand in front of Jasmine to protect her.
Away from my husband.
Was it rude that Jasmine poured his drink out on the ground? Absolutely. Do I think the appropriate response to that was to behave so aggressively that the people around you had to physically hold you back because they were afraid you were gonna hit her? Absolutely not.
You take my drinks off, we'll see what happened to you.
Barking like a dog.
Shut your mouth, stupid ass bitch.
The boys are able to calm Florian down. Ari and Benny walk in during this show. Benny goes to join the boys. They keep on drinking, while Ari joins the girls and Stacy starts to cry because she is super embarrassed by Florian's behavior, and then she tells us this behavior of his is nothing new.
Just, I dealt with this before. This, persona that comes out.
He really needs deep therapy.
To be fair, you all need therapy. But yeah, I get it. Florian went straight to violence. And all she did was take his drink that he did not pay for and pour it out on the ground, 2 feet away from him. Anyway, Benny is like, what the hell happened here? And fucking Robert the Nobbert is like, the girls, they didn't like us men having any fun. And yeah, sometimes when Rob talks, that is what he sounds like in my head. If you say some stupid shit, you're gonna sound like a stupid shit.
Then the ladies came back and they hated to see us having fun.
They walked up and was like, oh, they're having fun? How dare they?
Sometimes I just want to kick him in the dick. Sophie tries to get them to practice some empathy for the very first time in their entire life.
You have to see from this side. I think she was just making sure you're okay.
She was like, I just want to see you just safe and miserable.
Julia had the chance to tie him up and spank the ever-living shit out of him. I mean, until he said the safe word. But she didn't, and I'm genuinely sad about it. Sophie continues, and she's like, I'm sure Jasmine wants to see you happy.
But not happy without her, right?
I don't like that he's having this much fun without me.
Rob is like, it's so super cute that Sophie is trying to be empathetic, but Jasmine is a monster, Gino is a victim, and Sophie, well, she's just too stupid to recognize that. Now, he didn't say the last part, but let's be honest, we all know he was thinking it.
Jasmine controls Gino, and then she tells everybody that Gino's the controlling one, which is just, it's manipulation.
In this particular scenario, I do think Rob should have supported Sophie and backed her up, because she wasn't trying to say that Jasmine was right and Gino was wrong. She just wanted Gino to shift his perspective and maybe try to practice a little bit of empathy. And let's be honest, if all of these women and men here could practice an ounce of empathy, it would immensely help their relationship. But instead, he saw her flailing her little arms out in the middle of the ocean about to drown, and he threw her a bag of bricks. Stacy wrangles Florian away, and then Gino is super sad to see his new boyfriend leave. Jasmine takes Gino back to their room, and she is like, you should be so ashamed of yourself.
You think this is funny? You're wasted. You're too old for this.
Just leave me alone, please. Go to bed, please. Go in the other room.
So Jasmine leaves so she can sleep on the couch, and Gino is pissed that Jasmine ruined his fun because she gets to have all the fun that she wants with her friends, and he can't say nothing about it.
They told me how to play beer pong, and I did pretty good because I sunk one from the 3-point line. Ding.
Stacy tells Florian to pick the bed or the couch because they will not be sleeping together tonight. And Florian is like, well, that's a stupid idea. Why don't we just both sleep on the bed? And she's like, oh, no. Not after the way that you acted tonight. And he's like, okay, how did I act? And she's like, like an asshole?
I don't like the way you were talking to Jasmine, and I don't like the way you were talking to me, okay?
Florian is like, fuck that bitch, okay? She had zero right to smash my drink.
I'm not her husband. I'm not her ex-husband. Jasmine need to control angry.
Oh, that is rich coming from this man. Sir, she did not smash your drink. She didn't even grab it out of your hands. She took it off the counter and she poured it far away from you. And you almost punched her the face because of it. Florian is like, I don't know how any of these goobers are trying to tell me how to be a good person when they all suck. And then he saunters off to go sleep on the couch.
I can sleep in a couch for Princess Jasmine. She wants to protect her.
It's a new day, and oh joy, Josh is back.
Hey, pretty lady.
He's like, I got some time away to reset, but I know I'm gonna get an earful about me trying to cheat on her with Sophie because this bitch is crazy.
I expect her to be upset about the Sophie thing. Natalie is a jealous person, and she does hold grudges.
So Josh asks her how her weekend went, and he's like, did you miss me?
Did you miss me?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
And then she asks in her own special way if he only has eyes for her or if he is a sleazy dickbag who is hitting on other women.
Are we both of us in this boat, or there is like another boat you hitting on?
Josh is like, Natalie loves her analogies, but she is such a little wackadoo that sometimes I have no idea what she's saying.
Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes I don't know what the she's saying.
And listen, do her analogies suck? Yes. But do you have to be a moron with zero grasp of the English language to not understand what she's trying to say? Also yes.
I listen and I look and I'm kind of do one of these. Yeah, I understand.
Every analogy that she has ever used, wild, but very clear what she's trying to convey. Natalie is like, are there other boats that are maybe prettier that you want to go on while I'm on this boat all alone waiting for your dusty ass? And Josh is like, look, nothing happened with Sophie, okay? And Natalie is like, okay, well, I talked to Sophie while you were gone. And Josh is like, good. And then Natalie continues and she's like, yeah, and you know what? She sent me all of your DMs. And then Josh is like, good. And Natalie's like, yeah, so I have them all, okay? I know everything you said. He does try his best to gaslight Natalie by saying, well, then you know it's not even that big of a deal and you're like freaking out over nothing.
My partner is a bit on the wild side. No way I can stay with that girl, lol.
And what do you think that this human turd said in response? Don't think that hard, I'm gonna tell you. He said that that message was worded incorrectly.
Yeah. Well, that was not worded correctly. So I apologize for that.
And then Josh goes on to do this thing that a bunch of gaslighting dingleberries always do when they are caught red-handed, where they start to speak super aggressively and interrupt you all the time so that you are unable to finish a thought. Because if you are unable to finish your thought, then they do not have to defend themselves in a situation that they cannot lie themselves out of.
Why you...
Wait, read it.
We are planning...
We are planning. Wow. That doesn't say, come to Vegas with me, baby.
Josh continues to speak to Natalie like she's being crazy, and then she's like, why did you set a date for Vegas? And Josh is like, cause that's the date it was supposed to happen. And then Natalie's like, okay, well then why didn't you invite me? And Josh cannot figure out a lie fast enough, so he does another tried and true gaslighting technique so that he does not have to be held accountable. And he is like, oh, why are you always stuck in the past?
You cannot plan things behind my back. It's
If you want to
hurt.
sit and fight, we can do that, or we can move past it.
Natalie is like, you know, I just find it weird that not only did you not invite me, but you also did not invite Rob. And Josh is like, you know what? I don't really want to talk about this with you anymore because I am clearly the bigger person and I am ready to move on. Natalie tells Josh that if he's in this relationship for real, then he's gonna need to start giving her time and attention and not flirt with other girls. And Josh really doesn't want to keep focusing on all of the ways that he sucks, so he tries to shut her up by sucking on her face.
You use your energy not to making friends, but fixing a relationship with me.
Listen.
Use your energy.
Trash! Oh my god, this man is trash! Holy moly, I fucking hope his dick falls off in the middle of the night.
Feels like it's an excuse to avoid the conversation. James told me I should trust Josh more, so now I'm kind of let it go.
Which makes me really sad, because that is the wrong choice. You are at the last resort where people are trying to salvage their marriage, and you came here with a man who cannot even call you his girlfriend. Everyone vans up, and thankfully, Florian is in a different van than Jasmine.
That girl annoying, man.
He's a dick.
He's a dick and ass.
Ari is like, my date with Benny was so awesome. Like, we're not out of the woods yet, but we are on the right track.
I feel hopeful. We kind of did make some progress. I don't know if we're the worst couple here, to be honest.
Curly! He's being nice to you because you still haven't given him his passwords. Like, once you stop blackmailing him, let's see how far down the ranks you fall. Julia is yelling at Brandon because he was so drunk last night that he went to sleep without washing up, so that means his dirty-ass feet were all up in the bed.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe
Good morning, guys.
won't stop talking.
Jasmine tells Gino that she does not want him to be friends with Florian, and Gino tries to defend his new bro friend by saying he just got a little upset last night. Sir, you had to step in front of your wife last night because you were afraid that man was gonna hurt her, okay? Maybe we don't defend him, okay? Maybe we don't want to stay friends with him. Josh asks Natalie if she was able to make amends with all the girls while he was gone, and she's like, yeah. And Stacy chimes in and she's like, yeah, we were all there when she apologized, and we were definitely all there when Sophie showed us your DMs. And let me tell ya, the optics are not looking that great for you, my guy. And Josh is like, okay, I would just like to tell you that I never touched Sophie, and all of my messages were so beyond harmless. And Ari's over here and she's like, well, ain't that a heaping spoonful of bullshit for way too early in the morning?
This guy is clearly stringing Natalie along, and I'm not sure why Natalie's falling for it.
Ari asks Natalie if she believes him, and Natalie is like, well, he says he wants to strengthen our relationship, so I guess we'll see. And Stacy's like, okay, but I'm just saying, it is not easy to forgive and forget.
I hope that this is not a focal point. I'm done with the situation. I'm here to move on. You want to move on? Let's do it.
Nothing happened because Sophie turned you down. Like, we all know that you were fishing for an in. Everyone arrives at a lake for a friendly little competition that is going to test their relationship dynamics. James starts things off by asking the couples who is the leader in their relationship, and none of the answers are that surprising. Gino and Jasmine fight about who is the leader. Brandon and Julia agree that Julia is the leader. Stacy and Florian can't decide who's the leader. And Josh doesn't care what Natalie thinks because he says he's the leader, so it must be true.
I think I'm a natural leader.
I don't mind you being a leader, but every leader needs an advisor.
So for this activity, the couples are gonna paddle out in a kayak to a boat, they're gonna free a ball from the net, they're gonna head to a pair of baskets, and the first couple to sink a shot and come back to shore wins. What do they win? We will find out later. Each couple decides who is gonna be the rower and the thrower.
You have to stay in your role. You cannot switch roles.
The roles that everybody chooses is not surprising, and that is what makes it so fucking funny. Please let me explain. Who do you think is going to choose to be the rower? The men, right? And I'm not saying that because they're men, right? I'm saying it because, in my opinion, rowing is the physically taxing role in this dynamic. And most of these men make their living on being muscular and fit, and most of these women, actually all of these women, they like getting that princess treatment, they like having the men do the stuff for them.
Rower.
He can be a roller.
So I'll row.
You could be the rower.
I'll row.
It is not surprising that the men all chose to be rowers. And by all men, I mean most of the men.
I'm gonna throw, Natalie's gonna row.
That's right, folks. Josh missed the memo on that one. Now, Josh does change his mind before they start the exercise.
I'm gonna row.
That's cheating.
And he says that his OG plan was to have Natalie row part of the way there and he would just be LeBron and sink a shot from halfway. But then he saw that all the men decided to be rowers, so he was like, oh, that's gonna be really hard on Natalie because she's not gonna be able to keep up. Which doesn't really make sense because if you were only expecting her to row halfway there, she wouldn't need to keep up with the guys. So let's just be honest, you saw that all the men decided to row and you felt like a gaping butthole being the only dude okay with making his girl row. The games begin and Josh starts things off by playing a little dirty. He pins Rob and Sophie's kayak and then spins them around.
Oh, they're turning us! That's not fair! That's not fair!
Everyone grabs their balls. Natalie is first and she's a little too happy about it. She's able to sink her shot, and then Julia sinks her shot right after, and the two couples race to the finish line. Meanwhile, Jasmine hypes Gino up in a way that only she can.
Baby, I'm very proud of you. You're the oldest guy. And you are killing it, baby. You are killing it.
Ari and Benny come in, and Ari misses her shot, and Benny yells at her because she made the shot before he got close enough.
Why are you listening to me? I didn't tell you to just... Oh, wait, let me close with you.
Bro, calm down. This is not Squid Games. Natalie and Josh win, and Sophie and Julia are not happy about it.
They cheated, so really we would have won, but it's fine.
Everyone gets back, and James is like, that was so awesome, but Sophie and Rob, why are you guys standing like a mile apart from each other?
Sophie just blaming on me all the time. It's like...
So Rob thinks Sophie is blaming him for their loss, and Sophie's like, no, I am blaming Natalie and Josh for cheating.
I mean, I was motivating him the whole way. I was just like, let's go, you can do it, come on.
No, you did not. You verbatim said, why are you paddling so slow?
Oh, my padding's slow.
So Natalie and James got to land first, but everyone is riding the hate train for Natalie right now, and they try to get them disqualified. Natalie is pissed, and she is like, absolutely not. You all had zero problem with us switching our roles before we started, but now you'll want to call us cheaters just because your asses got beat.
I'm stronger and better, the fairest of them all, so I don't give a and who cares what they think.
James does say that Josh and Natalie are disqualified, and everyone is super happy.
Natalie and Josh will get disqualified. You're not getting the prize. Makes me so happy.
So Brandon and Julia are the winners, and what did they win?
What have we been?
A night in the honeymoon suite of the resort.
Ooh. That is right, folks. They won a night in a room that no one wants to be in. No one would have been happy with that prize, especially Josh. So he's very lucky that they got disqualified. Which explains why they did not announce the prize at the start of this whole thing, because if they did, no one would have tried. They all change and sit down for some more group therapy, and they reflect on the activity a little bit more. Gino is like, I honestly thought Jasmine was gonna turn into a dictator when we fell behind, but surprisingly, she was very calm. I loved that, and I wish I could see more of that.
I'm thinking in my head, wow, this is how we need our relationship to be.
Stacy is like, Florian and I bickered a bunch, but we didn't quit, and that is what's important. And then we get to Sophie and Rob.
I don't know, I was just like telling him what he should do. I don't know if he was listening or not, I'm sure he was trying.
Sophie is like, I am always telling him what he should be doing, and he thinks that he is doing everything he can, but he is absolutely not. And Rob is like, what the fuck does that even mean? I was the rower. I rowed. What else was I supposed to do?
That is our relationship of me doing what there is to do. It isn't what I'm supposed to do somehow, even though I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Rob is like, in my eyes, I am doing everything I am supposed to be doing, and in Sophie's eyes, I am doing absolutely nothing.
Rob and Sophie are on completely separate pages.
At least those two are different pages in the same book, which is more than I can say for you two goobers on the couch. Maybe we don't go throwing such big stones, okay? Natalie is loving getting to see these two fight, and Josh is like, Sophie, she's always playing the victim, she's got that cute little voice that makes her sound so innocent, and Natalie is next to him practically foaming at the mouth in agreeance.
Some women, they think, oh, if I'm beautiful, I have to do nothing to be happy. But the thing is, your beauty is not enough.
Rob is like, everyone sees this, right? Like, I'm the one paddling my ass off, and Sophie's just sitting there, but she thinks she's doing all of the work?
I'm behind her rowing, but she feels like she's doing everything.
She's lazy, that's it.
I don't know why you gotta laugh so maniacally, but maybe stop? James asks Sophie, what do you think you can do when there is a misunderstanding between you and Rob to get him to understand what your needs are? And Sophie tries to answer, but she can't because Natalie has devolved back into this crazy psychotic mean girl.
When I ask him to do something, he does what he thinks he should do, instead of what I'm asking him to do. Can you stop laughing while I'm talking, please? It's extremely rude.
Sophie tries to explain that she basically wants more of her bids returned. So if she says something, she wants Rob to have a response. And you would think that Natalie would listen to this, considering her partner has returned 0% of her bids, but no, she just keeps laughing like a hyena.
It's not about you right now. Look at me, it's not about you right now.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video. If you are not subscribed yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button, give this video a big fat thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this one. I hope to see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!